In this video, I will cover 1, my journey to getting monetized, which took about 4 months depending on how you look at it, and the 3 times that I almost gave up in the middle. 2, how my video metrics like CTR, click-through rate, CPM, cost per mil, and watch time compares to the average and best-in-class YouTubers. 3, a breakdown of how much money I made and from which videos in my first month of being monetized. And 4, how I totally messed up because I set up my monetization wrong. Make sure to watch that and avoid making the same mistake I did because it definitely cost me. Now let's dive right in. The D's Money Diaries channel was born out of 2 things. 1, financial transparency, so telling the full story of not only how I'm budgeting and spending money, but also how I prioritize that against trying to earn money, and also using that money to do fun things. Because that's also partially the purpose, to save money so that I can enjoy my life. I really wanted to show a holistic 360-degree view of my journey to financial freedom because I often think we only see one side of the overall picture. And 2, I wanted to make some money. I told myself, oh, I love to make videos and I love editing, but if I'm being so for real, I would not be filming myself all the time if I would never make a single cent. That being said, I also didn't want this to feel like a job. What I mean by that is the type of job that you don't actually really like. I really wanted to maintain this as something that I like to do while being able to earn a little bit of passive income on the side. So I created this channel, D's Money Diaries, in June, but I didn't start posting until December. That was my bad. I was just procrastinating and scared of failing. So therefore, I didn't dare to start. A classic rookie mistake. Don't do that. And on December 26th, I posted my very first video, which at the time had 2 likes, and both of them were me on my other YouTube accounts. It also got about 150 views, which isn't a lot, but honestly, I was so excited. And this is because I had created a different YouTube channel before, all about trying new things. And I posted 3 or 4 videos about my Ironman journey. And yeah, those videos got 30 to 50 views, period. And I quickly gave up on that channel because in my head, unless you hit 1,000 views on your first video, then your channel is doomed to fail and you kind of suck, which is not true. But I just had really high expectations based on the content that I saw other people posting it. And you know what they say about high expectations. Easier to be disappointed. So I think that's why when on this new channel, I got a video to 150 views on the very first video about how much I spend a week in Toronto, I was like, damn, I am crushing it. This is way more than the 50 views that I would get consistently in my last channel. But I think this is more because my expectations were more leveled and a lot lower. And perhaps they were just on the ground, but that's okay, we roll. Because I was so excited, pumped about this first video, I released my second video 2 weeks after. But that video kind of flopped, it got a couple views per day, so it was kind of back to that 50 views per video vibe that I had in my last channel. Just like that, my motivation disappeared again, which was also exacerbated by the fact that I took 4 trips in January to Koh Samui, Phuket, China, and Indonesia. So I was essentially traveling the whole month, and therefore it took me another month to actually post my 3rd video, which was fine because I'd be disappointing my 6 subscribers, which again, 2 of them were literally me and my other accounts. But after all that, I kind of wanted to sit down and give this YouTube thing a proper try. So from that point, I made it a goal to post at least once every 2 weeks. And in general, I relatively stuck to it for the following 3 months, even through some very chaotic times like the Bangkok earthquake. I almost gave up again then too because I saw my videos started getting dislikes, which please let me know in the comments if you guys get dislikes as well. I've never really heard people talk about it. And honestly, it kind of shocked me a little bit because I guess I'm quite used to Instagram where you only get likes or no reaction at all. So the fact that there were people actively disliking my content kind of hurt, especially as somebody who grew up as a pretty big perfectionist. The dislikes kind of made it feel like I had failed. But we push those thoughts aside and continue. And I'm glad that I did because one of my videos started randomly popping off in March. The one that I posted way back in January started randomly getting a little bit more traction 2 months later. And I had released a Bangkok condo tour video, which took forever to film and make, that also started doing pretty well. On one of the days, the Bangkok condo tour video almost got me 90 subs in one day, which was crazy. And it's still the most subs I've ever gained in one day. Because I still remember 2 days before that, I had just reached 60 subscribers and I was so excited about that. And like a week later, I had 200 subs, which was wild. Because of that video doing quite well, I also tried to learn from it and make more condo related videos, which are a similar topic in the following months, so I could kind of ride off the momentum of that video. Because my other videos definitely performed a lot worse, despite my subscriber count growing. Also, around this time that I was churning out videos, this little app that I use called InShot crashed on me more than a few times and sent me spiraling, because more than once I thought that I lost like more than 8 hours of work. And a couple times I definitely lost part of it. But it's okay, they've mostly fixed the issues now, and I do still use them, just with all of my fingers crossed when I download a video. After this 2 to 3 month period of growth, I reached 800 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours at around early April. And from there, I was actually able to apply to the YouTube Partner Program already, because I would be able to get monetized using super likes and shopping. And this was nice because that meant I could go through the whole approval process, which for me took only about a day, but can take up to 3 weeks, before I hit 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours, which is the monetization threshold for when you can actually start seeing ads on your videos, and therefore you get that passive income stream. But also this 800 subs and 3,000 watch hour milestone kind of felt like a fake milestone to me, just because I wasn't making any money off of super likes, and I also didn't have a shop set up. But either way, being able to get monetized already at that point was helpful. It then took me almost another month to go from the 800 subs to 1,000 subs and 3,000 watch hours to 4,000 watch hours, and finally hit the proper monetization threshold. And honestly, the final video that I made before I got monetized, I kind of stopped enjoying the process. And it started to feel like a bit of a chore every time I was making a video, which defeats the entire purpose. And then I started overthinking about, okay, maybe my channel isn't niche enough, but then also maybe my channel is too niche. And now none of my other videos that aren't about paying rent or living in Bangkok are not going to do well. And then I fell down rabbit holes of experts and gurus who had a billion tips on how to work on YouTube, which honestly was just a lot of noise, and I get so much conflicting information and I got so overwhelmed. But you know what inspirational people always say? It's when you're the closest to giving up that you are just one step away from success, or something like that. And so on April 22nd, I got monetized for real. 2 weeks ago, I hit 4,000 watch hours. Yesterday, I hit 1,000 subscribers, and today I am at 1,015 subs, and I have made $1.15, which is honestly double what I thought I would get. I thought I would be making pennies, so Now let's quickly chat about the algorithm and video metrics. I have some background in data analytics, and so I felt that the key of having the algorithm like me was rooted in the data, which I could then tie back to a few core video metrics that I can try different ways to optimize. Specifically, these were my list of metrics that I tried my bestest to at least meet the average, and if not, exceed the average for all of my YouTube videos. So when I posted a video, I would compare it to my key metrics, similarly to how your elementary school teacher would mark your homework on a rubric, and I would use that to judge how that video went and where I could improve next time. Let's take, for example, this video, where my views were definitely way less than usual at only 600 views now. You can see a huge driver of this is a very low click-through rate at 3.5%. On average, my target is 5 to 8% click-through rate. So clearly there was something wrong with either my thumbnail or just the general concept of this $1 versus $100 meal in Bangkok that people weren't so excited about. Even though my average view duration is a little bit higher than average at about 35%, it still didn't make up for the fact that people just weren't super interested in this topic. We can also see this by looking at the subscriber conversion rate. So this video essentially gave me 4 subscribers with 600 views, which is less than 0.01%, which is not even average for a long form video for subscriber conversion rate. Also, my engagement in general was less than 5%, having gotten less than 30 likes on a 600 viewed video. So it kind of makes sense this video flopped. Now let's see if it was all worth it. How much money did I make? In 1 month, I made 216 Canadian dollars or 156 USD. Wow, that conversion rate has gotten so rough. But you'll see here on this chart that there was a week or so where I didn't even make a single cent after I got monetized, and I'll talk about that in like 3 minutes or so. We'll stick to our agenda. Watch out for it. My very first day monetized, I made $1.15, and my highest paying day this month was $23.78. And this was largely driven by my condo hunting video, as that got a lot of views very quickly in a day. I managed to post in total 3 times this month, with a 3-week hiatus in the middle. But my most viewed videos this month were actually videos that I posted in January and in March. These ones are still bringing in views and money even months later. My $500 Bangkok rent video now has almost over 53,000 views, but I was only monetized for about 16,000 views of this video. So in total, I've made about $107 only from that video alone. And that also explains why my RPM, or revenue per mil, aka how much money I make per 1,000 views, is so low at $2. And that's because this $2 is spread across all 53,000 views. But my CPM, or cost per mil, aka how much advertisers pay YouTube for 1,000 views, is almost $28. So usually YouTube only takes about 45% of the cut and you're left with 55%. So you'd expect the RPM to be just under half of the CPM. It's not more than half because not every view counts as a qualified view where you make ad money off of it. But again, my RPM was only $2 because it was spread across all of the views, even the ones that I gained before I was monetized. Similarly, my Toronto rent video also has about 14,000 views, and I was only monetized for about 3,000 views of it, so I've only made about $13 on that video. But now let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why did I not make any money for over a week after I got monetized, even though I was still getting views all of those weeks as well? And this inevitably caused me to lose motivation and not post for 3 weeks too, which only exacerbated the problem. It is because I signed up for the wrong kind of Adsense account. What I mean by this is that attached to your YouTube channel, and therefore your email attached to your YouTube channel, you can select 2 different kinds of Adsense accounts to create when you first become monetized. So one is a personal account and the other is a business account. And I had selected the business account when I first created my Adsense. And this is because I really wanted to treat YouTube as a business. I wanted to grow it, I wanted to monetize it, and main point was to earn money, not necessarily just for funsies. And the thing with Adsense accounts is that once you attach a certain type of Adsense account, so personal or business, to your email, you cannot change it anymore in the future. And so I didn't want to start with a personal account and then decide that, I want to make this a proper business and then have to somehow create a new account and relink everything and then lose tons of time on the monetization. So I thought, we're just going to dive straight into the business account to start. I was going to sign up for a sole proprietorship in the country that I'm based in, Canada, and I would operate this YouTube channel as a sole proprietorship, which is a type of business. And I did so much research on it because I knew you could not change the type of account linked to your email address after. And yet, I did not realize this until YouTube sent me a letter after they had approved of this business account and said, hey, we need your tax number. And for some reason in my head, I thought that a sole proprietorship could also get a tax number / a business number. It could have been either. But no, I don't actually have one of those. Or I could get one of them. I could actually create a company, but I really didn't need an incorporated company for my YouTube channel. I'm not hiring anyone. I don't really plan on hiring anyone in the future, maybe some contractors here or there. So actually, I didn't need to open a business account after all. I just needed a personal account because guess what? What falls under a personal account is a sole proprietorship. I guess I just missed that fine print. And so I had to basically unlink my Adsense account
that was tied to the email that I had started this YouTube channel on initially. And instead I created a new email account for this YouTube channel and then relinked that new email address and created a brand new Adsense that I could then link to this YouTube channel.
After doing all of that, I was expecting for me to be monetized again in a day because that's how long it took the first time. But I think because I unlinked, then relinked, and all of this stuff in the middle, YouTube thought I was a little bit suspicious. And so it took almost 9 days for my new Adsense account to be properly linked and approved by YouTube to link to this channel. And essentially, before you're approved, you don't make any money. And so that's why for that week and a bit, I made $0 every day because my account was no longer monetized. To be fair, I didn't post any new videos during that time because I didn't want to miss out on extra non-monetization, like a bunch of views that I couldn't monetize on. So I just let it sit for 3 weeks while I had a panic. And so realistically, I only lost out on about $5 a day, which was on average how much I make when I don't post a new video and it's just like steady state, because I get about 1,000 or so views each day. So realistically, I lost out on like $50, give or take, but it still was not ideal. And especially for folks who maybe get more views consistently by day, you definitely don't want to be making this mistake because it can cost you hundreds of dollars. So TLDR, make sure you sign up for a personal account even if you are going to run your YouTube channel as a sole proprietorship. Essentially any kind of business that does not include a tax number or a business number, then keep it personal. No need to make it a professional business account. I really hope now that I've said this that in the future I don't like somehow hugely expand and need to make this a business account because the flip-flop would be crazy. And there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if this was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.